Hi guys, it's Andrea, and it just started raining outside, so if there's some kind of noise in the background, I apologize. It's just the rain. So it's been a while since I made a video, and this video is basically explaining why it's been so long since I made a video. So I've actually made a few videos since the last one that I posted, but I haven't edited them and I haven't posted them, and it's just basically just so much stuff going on in my life right now. If you follow me on my blog or follow me on social media, then you probably already know what's going on with me. But this video is to kind of explain what's going on, why I've been gone, why I stopped making videos. I haven't completely stopped making videos. I want to continue to make videos, but it's just been hard for me to make videos right now. Basically, there's been a lot of personal things going on for me this year. Since the beginning of 2017, I've been going through a lot of stuff. I know that I don't have to explain this to anyone. I don't have to talk to anyone about this, and I definitely don't have to put it on YouTube for anyone to find and for anyone to watch and for my dirty laundry to air everywhere. I understand that. But I feel like there are maybe other people that are going through similar things, and I feel like it's really important for me to share what I'm going through. First of all, for me, just to kind of get it out and to explain it. Like I don't owe anybody anything, any kind of explanation for any of this, but I feel like it's important for me to get it out and to explain it. And I also feel like it's important not just for me to get it out, but also for other people to hear it. There are probably plenty of people all over the world who might be having some kind of similar situation to me. And if it can help even one person get through that, then I think making a video like this, a personal video like this, is worth it. So I'm gonna try not to cry in this video, but there's just a lot of stuff that's been going on with me, so bear with me. I might end up crying. Just a warning. So I don't really know exactly where to start. Basically, the big thing that's been happening in my life this year is that my husband and I of almost 10 years, we are getting a divorce. We separated at the beginning of the year, and I mean really early, like January 5th or something, we decided to separate. He moved out in February, early February, and we've been living in separate houses ever since. I've stayed in our house that we own, and we've had our kids back and forth and kind of figuring that whole thing out. I think we've got a good kind of schedule going on right now, custody schedule, but it's just been a lot. I don't work. I've been a stay-at-home mom for almost 8 years now. So for a while there, I was really trying to get a job. I was trying to get a job, a good enough job to keep me in this house. And I was trying to just find any kind of job, really. And I was also kind of trying to figure out what I want to do with the rest of my life, because I have a degree in English, but I don't really have a career. And I figured out that I want to be a librarian, which, you know, was a really nice thing to come out of all of this. I kind of figured out what I want to do for the rest of my life, which is nice. So I'm looking into going into a master's program and things like that right now, but we'll see. But I wasn't able to get a job. So then we were working on selling the house. And by the way, this divorce is only a part of what's been going on with me this year. It's a huge part. It's a huge effect caused by something else, which I'll get to. But basically, we're going through a divorce. I was trying to get a job. Now we're trying to sell the house. We're about to put it up for sale. And I'm gonna have to get a new place and get a job. And it's a lot of stress going on. I've been cleaning my entire house. I've been going through and picking out things for garage sale. And it's just a lot of stuff that's been going on, and it's affecting my kids. Luckily, they've been pretty good about it. My older son, the kiddo, is kind of going through an issue right now where it seems like it's affecting him a little bit harder than it was at first. So I guess now I'll kind of go into the reason for the divorce and to explain that, I have to kind of go back in time. So I'm 37 years old. 20 years ago when I was 17, I think I was 17, maybe 16, I heard the term bisexual and latched onto it. I was like, yeah, that's me. That's totally me. I have been attracted to women too. Like, I like guys, I like girls. I'm totally bisexual. And I took up that identity and proudly wore that label for 20 years. It wasn't something that I told everyone upon meeting them, but I wouldn't shy away from it. If somebody asked me straight out, I would tell them, yes, I'm bi. Everybody that I dated knew right away. Any of my friends knew eventually. You know, it was something I was proud of, but it was still hard because I didn't feel quite accepted in the LGBTQ community. And I had some friends who, you know, thought I was just going through a phase or, you know, whatever. There's a lot of biphobia and misconceptions about bisexuality that go around. And so, you know, I definitely didn't have it as hard as many people do, but you know, there were its own unique set of issues that come along with being bisexual. So about 10 years after I took up that label, I married a man. And in between that time when I was not married, I dated several people, most of whom were men. I didn't have much experience with women at all. I had a couple flings, one relationship that lasted not very long. There were a couple girls that I tried to date, but they weren't interested in me, you know, the normal stuff. But mostly I dated men, and that's just how it was. And then I got married to a man, and this was 10 years ago. And, you know, I was in love. I loved him. He and I are still friends, but, you know, we're going through this divorce now. And I never thought that would ever happen. I never, ever, ever thought that would ever happen. But during the course of my marriage, there have been times when I thought things that I would always kind of push away. There were just kind of, you know, just thoughts in my head that I would just kind of push aside and think, oh, well, you know, I'm bi and I'm in a heterosexual marriage, so, you know, I'm still going to be attracted to women, so I might still be kind of sad that, you know, I can't ever date a woman again, but I'm, you know, I'm happy in my marriage. And I was happy, but, you know, just, there were just lots of different things. There are a lot of things that now looking back, I should have seen what was going on. I should have known. You know, hindsight is 20/20. They say that for a reason, because once you get past the certain point, you look back and you're just like, yeah, that makes so much sense. So basically, I, you know, had these thoughts of like, what if something happened to my husband? What if he died? And, you know, I knew that I'd be very sad, and I probably would take me a long time before I would ever date anyone, if I would ever date anyone. But I knew that if I did date someone, it would be a woman. I had no doubt about that. I knew that I was never going to date a man again. There was never going to be another guy in my life. I had my husband, and if something were to happen to him, I would be with women after that. I was so sure of this for a long time. But then there were other things, like I would feel sad when I would see a lesbian couple. I would feel really uncomfortable around other lesbians. I'd feel like I wasn't gay enough. Like I wasn't, I don't know, like just a lot of, I would feel ashamed. I would feel ashamed a lot around lesbians, and I would feel like I wasn't adding up. I don't know. Basically, there's just a lot of things that I thought over the course of my marriage, but I pushed them away because I thought, oh, well, I'm bi. That's just got to be a part of being bi. That you know, kind of feel sad that there's that other part of you that you can't act upon. For me, monogamy is important. So, you know, I'm not going to go off and cheat on somebody. That's another misconception about bisexuals, is that because they like people who are of the same gender as them and other genders, that they're going to just go off and try and find that other gender that they're not with. And that's not true. But I felt like, you know, that's just a part of being bi. I'm just going to have to deal with that for the rest of my life. I've chosen this person that I want to be with, and that's just how it is. So I just kind of pushed it down. I just kind of let it slide and just thought, okay, well, you know, don't worry about that. And then I've been a book blogger now for over 5 years, like 5.5 years, but I've been on hiatus with that too. So anyway, I started following a lot of bookish people on social media, particularly on Twitter. A lot of authors, other bloggers, other YouTubers, booktubers, publishers, PR reps, all kinds of different bookish people that I've been following. And I tried to diversify it a lot as well. I tried to follow LGBTQ people. I tried to follow a lot of people and authors of color. And I tried to, get a diverse view of things. And so I found a lot about asexuality out, and demisexuality and gray sexuality and all those kind of terms that fall under the asexual umbrella. And last year, at some point in 2016, I started kind of maybe thinking, hey, maybe that's me. Because for basically the entirety of my marriage, sex had been a problem. He always wanted it. I never wanted it. Even before that, when I was, having sex before marriage, I didn't enjoy it a lot of times. I didn't find it interesting. I didn't find it fun. I did it because I thought I needed to because of relationships, which is ridiculous. Don't do that. Like, don't have sex if you don't want to, basically. So I started thinking that maybe that was me. Maybe I was asexual or gray sexual, which is kind of close to asexual, but not quite. So I really thought that's what I was. And I ended up telling my husband at the time that, and we kind of talked about it, and I started seeing a therapist, and we realized that we couldn't stay together because he's a very sexual person and I was gray sexual, and so that wasn't going to work out. It just wasn't going to work out anymore. So we separated. And then after we separated, after he moved out, I started kind of hanging around with some people that I knew that were lesbians. And I started seeing this one girl. It just happened. I didn't think I was ever going to date again. Like, I thought, this is another misconception about asexuality and gray sexuality, but I thought, who's gonna love me if I don't want to have sex? Like, who's gonna want to date me or marry me in the future? And so I didn't really want to ever get married again. I didn't want to date anyone. I was like, it's gonna be like a year or something until I date again. That's just how I had it in my head. I was like, there's no way. My ex was already on Plenty of Fish and other dating apps right after we separated. Before he even moved out, he was already, looking for somebody, and that bothered me at first. But I didn't think that was ever going to be anything that I was going to do. I didn't think I was going to date anyone for a long time, much less fall in love. And I have. I've fallen in love, and I've been seeing this girl now for, it hasn't even been 3 months, but I'm madly in love with her and would like to marry her one day. It's crazy. It's really fast. We haven't been together for even 3 months, but we have this incredible connection, and basically she helped me realize that I'm a lesbian. I'm not gray sexual. I'm not bi. I'm not straight. I never really thought I was straight, but I'm a lesbian. And when I figured that out, it was just like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. And when I started telling people, when I started saying it to myself, it just felt so right. It felt like I finally found myself. I know there are people out there who can totally identify with this. There are a lot of people who come out later in life, or even just whenever you come out. Figuring out yourself like that is just this, it's scary, but it's so liberating at the same time, just to feel free to be who you are, and to walk in pride with that, and to just acknowledge yourself and let yourself be who you are. And I've been really lucky in the fact that my family has been very accepting. My parents, who were not extremely accepting when I came out to them as bi when I was 17, were so super, super accepting this time. I mean, they really weren't that bad at 17, but they basically said not in our house. But this time around, they're just really, really, really great about it, and I really am thankful for that. And my ex has been really wonderful about this whole thing. I just feel guilty. But at the same time, if that hadn't happened, I wouldn't have my boys, and I don't know where I'd be in life without my boys. And I also might not have ever met Erica. I'm just so happy to finally be myself, to be who I am. And I'm never gonna look back, you know? I'm 37 years old. I've been married for 10 years, getting a divorce now. I have 2 kids, but I finally realized who I really am. I'm not gonna be ashamed anymore. I'm not gonna hide it anymore, you know? I just wanna be me. For the rest of my life, I just want to be me. I just hope that one day we'll live in a world where everybody can be themselves and not need to hide it or not be scared of what will happen if they tell the truth, if they speak their own truth. I've been lucky. It's been a good situation for me. This divorce has been probably one of the easiest divorces. You know, I've just been really, really lucky. And I'm just so grateful for everyone who's been so kind to me throughout this whole process. I have a lot of friends and family and online friends, some booktubers that have been awesome, and some other bloggers that have been really awesome. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who's been so great about this. I just want to say, Erica, I love you. And I'll be back with some more videos. I don't know when. I've been just so busy. I just don't have time to edit things. I don't really have time to make videos, but I plan on making more, and I hope that you guys continue to follow me, subscribe to me, and want to watch my videos. Thank you for everyone who watched this video, and let me know in the comments if you had a similar situation or if anything I've said has helped you in any way, because I would love that if this could help anyone.